Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Stepping Out on Faith Dare to Dream page. Thank you for joining and tuning in. I am your host for the 8 Steps to Wellness Dare to Dream online course. And just FYI, I hope you can hear the music, but please note that I do not own the rights to these songs that I'm playing. Just gotta have a little, upbeat music as we go. But I definitely want to thank you. Make sure you share this video and um, tell people to tune in. And I am excited that you have taken time tonight to join us. And definitely, this is your opportunity to let us know where you are calling from, calling in, watch the replay. Just put in the chat where you are coming from, Baltimore, DC, wherever. Where are you coming from on tonight? We want to hear from you. We want to know who's in the house tonight. Thank you for joining. I am your host, Gladys Peaches Kenney, your faith motivator, author, speaker, cancer survivor, and life coach. Faith coach is who I am. I'm excited. I am excited. Roll call, roll call. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Let me hear you. Let me see where you at. Put it in the chat. Who is here tonight? So this is actually week 5. We have been going strong. We have Miss Nia, faithful Nia from Baltimore in the house. Thank you for tuning in. And we have been having different topics, as you can actually see. We have definitely, the first week we dealt on owning your success, the importance of walking in your confidence and recognizing your strength and being able to own the room, own your strengths, be able to recognize the value that you bring to the table to help you to realize that you can, be successful in what you do. And so the following week, we actually dealt with procrastination, the procrastination and its impact, and how procrastination serves you. How does it serve you? It serves you complacency. Yes, it's not necessarily a good thing, right? It serves you complacency and it can serve you confusion. So we dealt with owning your success, dealing with procrastination. We also dealt with the power and importance of shifting your mindset. Do you realize how important that is so important for you to be in the right frame of mind, having a positive mindset? Because when you have a negative mindset, you tend to make poor decisions or overreact on situations that normally aren't called for, and it could be detrimental to your health and people that you connect to. So shifting your mindset, and we talked about that stinking thinking. How many of you ever had some stinking thinking? Put a 2 in the chat if you ever had stinking thinking. I could put it, if I was typing, I would say it too, because I used to have it too. And every once in a while, those negative ideas thoughts try to come through my mind. But now I have the tools, the strategies to discard those and don't operate in those. So shifting your mindset. And then last week we talked about don't settle. Don't settle. Do not settle. And so it's important that you don't settle, because it'll cause you to not receive what you so wholeheartedly deserve. Okay, and it is important. So definitely this week we are going to be dealing with affirmations, the power of your words. Talk about your mindset, how you're thinking. and the importance of not delaying your process by procrastinating. But now we're gonna be talking about affirmation again. I am asking folks to chime in and give us your roll call. Let us know where you're calling from. Continue to follow Faith Steps 8 on Instagram and Stepping Out on Faith Dare to Dream on Facebook. Again, I am Gladys Kenney, your host for the 8 Steps of Wellness, and all these topics are going to be available either by replay or if you're able to catch the last few lives that we have. If you would like the whole package deal, that will be available. Or if you just want to get one of the classes, like on tonight, you're able to go online on at Faith Steps 8, and you can actually sign up for the next class that you're interested in, or if you want to purchase one of the previous class via the replay. So I told folks to chime in at 8 o'clock instead of 7:50. That's my mistake. That is my mistake. But nevertheless, keep going. I hope y'all have been having a good evening. I hope that y'all had a great weekend and week. Definitely, it's important to, even if it was happening, have been a challenging moment. I'm grateful that you're still here. You're able to even be here to this evening or today, or if you're watching the replay or listen to the replay, you're able to still be here. So you made it, even though it might have been challenging for you. Okay, it's all about perspective. It's all about perspective. Again, chime in where you're coming from. Tune in. Tune in, chime in. For those who have actually registered for the class, you will actually get a chance to participate in our live Q&A, and also you'll get an opportunity for any assignments or worksheets that I have. Those will be emailed to you. As in this tonight's class, I do have something to give out tonight. But we are actually going to be starting the class at 8 o'clock, which is in a few more minutes. I definitely want to thank those who have taken the time to tune in. Again, I am Gladys Kenney, your host for the 8 Steps to Wellness on Dare to Dream online coaching program. And I hope to see you on next week. Share this video, tell a friend. If you've been participating or had an experience of any of the classes, make sure you let other folks know to tune in. Next week, we will be talking about It's Not Over. And it's so important for you to know that it's not over. This year is not over yet. So there's still some things that you can actually work on before this year ends. So I hope you'll tune in on next week, because I have some good information to share with you. Looking for, if you're interested in individual classes are only $39.99, and you can go on the website to faithsteps8.com and register. You can pay and register on the website under courses and be blessed, and I look forward to it. So again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Stepping Out on Faith Dare to Dream page. Those who registered, we're about to start our class. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Facebook watchers. Thank you. Have a blessed day, evening, morning. Thank you. All right. All right. Okay. Well, thank you. I am expecting a few more people to join in. I actually told them 8 o'clock. I forgot to tell them to chime in a little early, but nevertheless, welcome to again to the 8 Steps to Wellness. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I am Gladys Kenney, your host, and tonight's class is dealing with affirmations, the power of your words. And for those who are just tuning in at the 8 o'clock hour, like I initially told you, just a brief recap. We did Owning Your Success at the beginning. On procrastination is impact, shifting your mindset, and not to settle. And so now we're talking about affirmations, the power of your words. What you say really does matter. And so that's what we'll be dealing with on tonight. And let's go. Next slide. Let me share a few quotes with you. I'm going to start from the top. I don't know if you notice, if you have joined us in any of the classes, you'll notice that I like to try to leave quotes just for one, just to have you thinking. But one of the quotes that we have, since we're talking about affirmations, and what you're going to get into, what does it mean when we're talking about affirmations? One quote that I have is, faith is trusting God in the dark. Who did that? Who wrote that? Miss Gladys Kenney, your faith motivator. Yes, trusting God in the faith is trusting God in the dark. And another quote is, if you can dream it, you can do it, by Walt Disney. And of course, we know who he is. And call those things which are not as though they were. That's in the Word of God, actually. And death and life are in the power of the tongue, and you will eat the fruit thereof. So basically, you have what you say. You have what you say. And tonight's class is, we are talking about affirmations. Affirmations. All right. I do want to take one quick minute before I do this last quote. Let me do a quick roll call for those who may have tuned in. Let me see. Do I have any other guests on tonight who chimed in? Could you type in the chat where you're from, your name and where you're from, or your initial? Put in the chat. I'm trying to see if I have any of my other some other guests who were due to tune in. All right, yes, awesome. Thank you for joining in, Miss Christina. Awesome. Great. I think I'm expecting a few more people. So awesome. So thank you for tuning in. So one of the other quotes that we have is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Again, we're talking about affirmations. We're talking about the importance of the power of our words. All right, next slide. What you say actually does matter. What you speak out of your mouth does really matter. One of the quotes that I mentioned was that death and life are in the power of the tongue. That is so important, because what you say out of your mouth, you can either be speaking life or you could be speaking death. Ask yourself, what do I tend to speak on a regular basis? Put a 1 in the chat if you tend to speak life, and put a 2 in the chat if you normally tend to speak death. And you might say, okay, what do you mean, Miss Peaches? What do you mean, Miss Kenney? What do you mean, death? So let me give you an example of what death would sound like. I ain't gonna never be able to do this, or I can't go to school, or I can't start this, or man, I'm ugly, or I'm cute, or I'm not gonna ever have a good relationship, or I can't never find me a job. Those statements like that, speaking things like that. Man, I'm always broke. I never have any money. those type of statements. All right, thank you. Thank you for your honesty. So I got a 1 and a 2. So awesome. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being honest. So what we could do tonight, and it's okay that for those who are at a 2, it's okay. Because honestly, there have been times when I was a 1 and a 2. Has anybody ever been both? Put a 3 in the chat, because 1 plus 2 equals 3. If you ever have spoken, sometimes you might have spoke, you want to do something, but the minute you said it, you started speaking negativity towards that same area that you said you wanted to work on. Put a 3 in the chat if you can relate. Let me know I'm not by myself. So, listen, you might be starting out at a 2, but when you deal with affirmations, which we're going to talk about the importance of affirmations and how they operate and ways for you to be intentional and mindful for what you speak out of your mouth. And honestly, when you're used to doing something, because we are creatures of habit, right? We're creatures of habit. So we have a tendency to, if we're used to going in this one direction and are having that routine, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, sometimes because out of habit, we may still repeat that same behavior. But it takes some discipline. It's going to take being disciplined. It's going to take different reminders to help change. That's with anything, All right, next slide. So tonight we'll be talking about, of course, affirmations, the power affirmations, and I even have one in this picture says affirmations are quotes to change your year for the better. When you speak positively, I'm talking about the positive, because honestly, everything that I'm saying, it could be the reverse. But of course, my focus is going to be on speaking life. We're going to talk about some of the purposes and how you could utilize different affirmations. We're going to talk about the power of your words, which I've already started in that, with that as well. And definitely some decorations. We're going to have the opportunity to do some decorations. Let me know if you're willing to put a 5 in the chat if during the time we do the decorations, if you are open to doing it live. Let me know. It could just be your audio. You don't have to actually show your face. But if you're willing to do the live portion of that, of course, you get to do this from the comfort of your home. But we're going to actually do an actual declaration and affirmation. And so that I'm going to give you a live example of what it looks like, what it sounds like, so that you can feel empowered. And then also those who are registered, you will actually receive, I have a little sample daily affirmation for you. All right. I think I might have had some more people join in since I've been talking. If so, if you've just tuned in, please put your name in the chat. Thank you for welcome. All right, next slide. All right, a 5. Okay, all right. Got some people willing to do it. All right. So affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that can help you challenge and overcome self-sabotaging and negative thoughts, statements, and actions. They are to help you to help negate those negative thoughts that you tend to have, those negative statements you tend to have, that you may speak out of your mouth. That's what the purpose of a positive affirmation is. And then also the act, can I tell you, I love this definition. The act or instance of affirming the assertion that something exists or is true. So let me tell you something. When I read this, the second definition, when they talk about that assertion, that something exists. So I don't know if you can recall when I was reading out the quotes, and one of them said, "Call those things which are not as though they were." That's scripture actually. And let me tell you, God tells us that we can call a thing, of course, if it's according to his will, God's will, but we can call a thing into existence for the positive again and the negative. But of course, what's my goal? We're speaking on the positive. You can call a things into existence. You can write a vision and make it plain. But then tonight we're really focused on what us speak. God spoke the world into existence. He was like, let there be light, right? He said, let there be light. We have the power. Say, I got the power. Put, I got the power in the chat. I got the power. Say you have the power, because you need to know you will have what you say. Say, I have the power. Next slide. Next slide. So when we're dealing with affirmations, affirmations are either going to build you up or they're going to tear you down. Build you up, that means you are, what you are speaking is you are speaking, again, being intentional, speaking positively about your future, positively about your I'm jumping ahead, but about relationships, about what you want to see. Because oftentimes what you may desire is not always present. Yes, thank you. I know somebody got the power, right. It's not always present. So you have to speak that thing into existence. Okay? So you will have what you say. You would have what you say. And when you're dealing with affirmations, you have to think about, okay, what am I saying? What am I actually speaking out of my mouth? What and how am I actually thinking? How am I thinking? And what am I actually doing? You know, are your actions and your thoughts, are they lining up? Are they congruent? Meaning, are they matching? Or are you saying, okay, so congruent would mean, okay, I want to go to school. I want to go back to school, and I'm saying it. I'm also speaking about it. I'm applying for school, or at least doing my research. I'm looking up the information. Even, let's say, if you need financial aid, you're like, I'm going to get either a Pell Grant, or even if I have to take a student loan, I'm going to do it. And you're going through the whole process. However, incongruent would mean you're saying you're going to school, but because you're having some financial difficulties, you're saying, I want to go to school, but I can't go because I don't have enough money, or I can't. It's like you're adding that word can't into something, into your equation. And it's like it becomes that opposite. However, the fortunate thing is when it comes to school, you can, most people, okay, you may not want to, take out a loan, but it's okay. It's part of it. Taking out loans for school is not a bad thing. And then also, let me just thank everybody for taking the time to tune in. And you can comment and ask questions in the chat. We can engage. Like, as I'm talking and you have any questions or whatever, you can type in the chat. Type in the chat, please, please, please. And if I say something, put it in the chat. Please chat and put it in the chat, okay? All right, because I like to engage. I really do. I like to engage. All right. So if you are saying you want to go to school, but then thinking or saying also I can't go, adding the word can't, that you are negating some of what you're trying to accomplish. So it's important that when you want to do something, that your words a lot and your actions and your thoughts are all lining up. Okay? Say line up. Can you put line up in the chat? Say line up. Line up. We need your words to line up. Okay? We need your words to line up. You want your words to line up. Again, I'm trying to channel you because you might be used to speaking negatively. But we're trying to put a pause in that. We're trying to reduce that so that you can shift towards speaking positively about yourself, your family, your future, what have you. Okay? So, we're going to talk about how can we utilize affirmations. I think I'm going so fast tonight. How can we utilize affirmations? Line up. All right. All right. If you're still with me, listen. Try. Yes, line up. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You can use affirmations in different areas of your life. Say you can use affirmation in different areas of your life because what you will have what you say. Again, we have positive and negative. Positive, negative. Next slide. You can use affirmations in different areas. And these are just to name a few. This is not, this is just to name a few to give you a few examples of how you can utilize affirmations. Another word that we tend to use for affirmations is the word declaration, like declaring and speaking a thing. Okay. And so we have relationships. You have relationships. You can speak life over your relationships and your health, your finance, business, and your well-being. So, for example, in your family. So, family, say family. Type family in the chat. Family, we can't select our biological family. Hi, okay, all right. Thank you for adding the chat. Hello, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Biological family, we have no choice over that unless it comes to like you get married or what have you. But we can't select our own family. And then sometimes within a family, you may have some things that aren't positive. You know, sometimes all of us we don't make the best choices, and so sometimes as a result of that, you can't necessarily have control over that, but you can determine what you will be involved in or connected to. So sometimes it takes for you might have to be the person. Say, I might have to be the one. I may have to be the one. You may have to be the one to speak life over your family and say, look, the buck stops here. Okay, my family might be dealing with let's be real, drug addiction, mental illness, um, um, criminal behavior. And I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm just saying the realization, alcoholism, just, not getting your education. Those may be some negative things that have happened in your family bloodline. However, it stops with me. So it stops with me. It stops with me. Yes, you have to be the one because it stops with you. Say, listen, my family is going to be educated. My family is going to be wealthy. My family is going to have a positive name. My family is going to leave a legacy, a positive legacy. So it may start with you. You will have to be the one to declare and have that affirmation about your family. And you be the one, you be the trailblazer for your family. Will it be easy? No. It's a challenge. It's hard sometimes going against the grain. Ask me how I know because I'm telling you, it's not always easy going against the grain. It's not. And sometimes you might to be honest, you might have a moment where you end up feeling alone, but trust and believe God will never leave you nor forsake you. He is always with you. And anytime you shed a tear, God will definitely comfort you. And weeping may endure for a night, but joy will come in the morning. And I will give you an example of that when I share more about myself. And again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Continue to comment, continue to share, and think about any questions that you may have in the midst of, especially when the Q&A section comes up. Any questions you may have, let it be known, okay? So you have relationships, you have your job. You might be some things on your job that you like. It might be some things that you don't like. Yes, it's true. Yes, true. It's not always easy. You're exactly right. Yes, thank you. On your job, you can speak. I thank you that, let's say you're the supervisor. I think you have a good working staff and you can speak things into existence. Or I thank you that my staff are being efficient and doing their job like they're supposed to. You could just speak life over whatever area that you happen to walk into. you can speak life into it. Oh my goodness, I thank you. I have some more people on that don't know how to comment. I'm not sure. Um, Let me see. Well, just tune in. Maybe when the live, just for the live Q&A. I do have somebody just try to reach out to me, who has been wanting to comment, but is not sure how to. But it's all right. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Again, if anybody else has joined, please share as you can. If you can't, don't even worry about it. Just keep enjoying the teaching. All right. For your health, you can speak life over your health. You might have received that doctor's report that that's telling you, okay, X, Y, and Z, and it tends to be something that you weren't expecting. You can speak life over that. You don't have to accept that. I will say, still take heed to what the doctor is saying. Don't get me wrong, but you have the power to speak life over yourself. But in addition to the speaking life, you will need to take action. That's the caveat. You still got to take action, because what is this page is called Stepping Out on Faith. Okay, so you have to put speak life and take action, because faith without works is definitely dead. And you can build up your spiritual life by one way of doing that is learning scripture, abiding by scripture, and owning that scripture. You can speak life over your finance, over your business. You can speak that it'll grow, it'll prosper, and your well-being and your health. By you taking the time to tune in into this is like a self yes, take action. This is a professional and self-care type course. This is self-improvement. This is like an enrichment course that you've taken the time out to listen in and to tune in to improve who you are. And those are different type of things that you could do to improve and to help you learn how to speak life over yourself. Okay. And how do I know that this works? You might say, okay, Miss Kenney, Miss Peaches, different people on this line. Y'all know me from different areas, but that doesn't matter for real. But you may ask, how do you know that if I speak life over myself, if I declare that something is going to be different, how do you know? Like, what can you really tell me that is going to give me an example that this thing really works? Again, thank you for those tuning in, share, and comment. So I know that speaking life over yourself is real, because in 2016, now 5 years ago, and some of you on here may know part of this story, but some may not, and those watching the replay. So in 2016, I actually lost my job, right? I lost my job. Yep. Thank you. Yep. I lost my job. And that was not really expected. It was not expected. Okay. It was not expected. All right. Let me give a note. Let me see. So to Christina and Pastor, you can tune in on the YouTube link that I sent you, and you could post there. Okay, yeah, you can tune in on the YouTube link. I did send you two links. I sent you the YouTube link and the Facebook link, and that's where you can actually post. Okay, for those who wanted to also to make some comments. Okay, but I lost my job, and we need money, right? Right? See, yeah, we need money. We all need money. So that was my source of income. When I was making good money in DC, okay? I was making some good change. And what it took for me to make it to where I am now, it took a lot. It took a lot. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, you figured it out. Awesome. Thank you, thank you. One of the things that helped me was my words, speaking life over myself. Next slide. Speaking life over myself, speaking the word of God. Let me just speaking the word of God and just believing that the situation, when that doctor called me, I was sitting, that's when I lived in my house. I was sitting at the dinner table, home alone, and I received that phone call that you have cancer. Mind you, I just lost my job, and now I have the done received the phone call, you have cancer. And it was like a blow, like, whoa, okay, God, you just has spoke to me during my prayer meditation time that you're about to bless me, you're about to blow my mind, you're about to give me a season of rest. And I'm like, hold up, what is this? What is this? But I'm like, God, hold up. You done promised me, you done show me some things. This diagnosis can't take me out. It can't take me out. Because you said in your word, by your stripes, I am healed. And God, you also said that you will provide all of my needs according to your riches and glory. That's what you said, and that's what I'm standing on. And those are three. Well, I have actually a whole lot of scriptures for real. But another one was, no weapon formed against me shall be able to prosper. That was one of the many scriptures that I had to hold on to when the bill collector called. When I was like, okay, Lord, you're telling me to go somewhere to go do a praise dance. And I really don't have that much gas, but out of obedience, God, I'm going to go. I'm going to go. And when I end up going, I went out of obedience. Mind you, I'm not working. So now my schedule is free. When I went out of obedience to a dance, to dance for a pastor's first anniversary, the blessing of me going and being obedient to God was at the end of the service. The pastor did a actual special prayer call. He said, God said that there's somebody in here who's been diagnosed with cancer, and I need to pray for you. See, I need to pray. So part of this speaking life, another part of this, the caveat of it is that action. That action is also obeying God, speaking life and obeying God. By me going, you're exactly right. Thank you, Nia. That's what God told me. He said, you don't tell anybody that you don't work, because people didn't realize that I wasn't even working. They didn't even realize it, because when you are walking in God's will, when you're walking in his purpose, what on paper looks naturally, it looked like it was a dooming situation. It looked like everything was lost, like it was over for me, like I was down, like a KO knockout. But because when God's hand is upon your life, what may look horrible, gotta have a way of covering that thing up and making it look like there's nothing happening. And yes, I felt some of the blows. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say whenever you in the fight, you might win the fight, but doesn't mean you ain't gonna come out with a scratch or a little bruise on yourself, right? Just to be real. However, God covered me. That pastor prayed for me. He said, God said that you're healed. I was believing I was healed. I was speaking I was healed. And what I didn't mention earlier is that as a result of that, that's when I was able to finish a book, my first book that had started 4 years ago at that point. 4 years ago, I finally got to finish it after I was able to write in there the fact that I had been diagnosed with cancer and believing God for healing. I was believing it and I was speaking it. And that's when, out of me being obedient and sharing what I was dealing with, my book got published 2 days after my first surgery to remove breast cancer. That's what that speaking life, that's what that stepping out on faith looks like. When the odds are against you, will you still stand? I'm not going to say you won't cry. I'm not going to say you won't say, okay, God, what's going on? I'm not going to say you won't have those moments, because I did. But what helped me was, again, and I talked about in all the other classes, who I was connected to, who I was speaking to, and who I was allowing to speak in my space. So those are the things that helped me through this journey, and to help me to bring things up to this point of now I'm finally doing my coaching. I'm finally, and mind you, I tell y'all each class, this is something that I planned on doing. God put in my spirit 2017. But at that time, I talked about, because my mind wasn't completely renewed, or I was settling back then, or I was procrastinating, because that's where all these classes and titles have come from, through my own walk, okay? Through my own process. That's how all these titles are majority of all these titles of each of these 8 steps to wellness are in my book, my first book, Stepping Out on Faith, the book in the workbook, because I have done this journey and I'm still walking out this journey. I'm still learning to speak life. I'm still speaking out of faith, stepping out on faith. And so what you see is, I'm not that quote unquote finished project, okay? But I'm further along than where I was. Hello? And the part, I appreciate y'all joining and tuning in, because you will be further along than where you were. And I want you to begin to think about how far you've actually came, despite of the challenges, despite of the ups and downs, despite of the losses, despite of things not going exactly the way you want. Still, you are still here. And now, for such a time as this, you are in this place because God wants you to step out and walk into a whole new direction. He wants to let you know that it's time for you to speak life. It's time for you to dream again. It's time for you to step into your new place. And you don't have to continue to hold on to your past. So let me move forward. Next slide, because yes, thank you. I have a witness of Elder G, who's on here. She has the book and she says it's worth it. And yes, it is. And in that book, you know how I said speak life and hold on to different scriptures and different sayings or what have you. That's all in my book. I have some of my top about 30 main scriptures that are like, I have their address. Like, I've walked it out and I'm walking it out, because I'm walking out, no weapon formed against me shall be able to prosper. I'm walking that thing out. So with affirmations, look, y'all just got me excited. Y'all, did anybody just get encouraged by my story? Did anybody know or believe that affirmations are real, and Miss Kenney is she's not, Miss Peaches Kenney is not just making this thing up. I didn't just type a little thing to be all cutesy. Do y'all believe? Put a 5 in the chat if you believe that what Miss Kenney and Miss Peaches Kenney is saying, she's real about this thing, and she's been through the fire, but she doesn't look like smoke. Can I get a 5 if you believe that I know what I'm saying, and I've been there, done that, and I'm walking this thing out, and you won't be alone. I'm telling you. So affirmations are and can be as easy as your ABCs 1, 2, 3. Come on and say it with me. Hello. All right. So yes, so listen. Affirmation, listen. I want y'all to notice the ABCs. I try to make it so that y'all can, have a good way of remembering it. And so we have the power of an affirmation, because of what you will have what you say. Put in the chat, I will have what I say. The powerful thing about a positive affirmation is when you affirm, it affirms your worth. It affirms your worth. You can say, I'm amazing, I'm worthy, I'm awesome, I am an overcomer. That overcomer is a powerful one to declare. That's a powerful one to declare, because it by admission, it lets it be known that yes, you've had some struggles. You've had some challenges. You might have had some failures. You might have had some moments where you felt like giving up. But the mere fact that you are an overcomer means that you're no longer in that place. What? Come on. Affirmations affirm your worth. Say worth. Put worth in the chat. Put worth in the chat. Affirmations affirm your worth. And B, affirmations will build up your self-esteem. They build up your self-esteem. When you're using them affirmations in a positive way, they'll build your self-esteem. And let's be honest, when you're feeling good, you often allow the people you come in contact with, you'll normally, if you're walking in joy, if you're walking in peace, then oftentimes that is like a mirror. That thing, it'll be like a reflection. When you come in contact with people, you are normally that illumination that'll bounce off onto other people. Now you will know, you'll know times when you're walking in joy and then somebody else is not. You'll know that too, but that's okay. You can still drop a joy here, drop some joy there, and drop some of that. But don't allow that to change your inside. Don't allow other people's negativity, because think about it. At one point, you may have been on the other end of being the negative person, or that having that negative mindset, but it took you coming in contact with somebody who had that joy to add enough joy. They had the joy that they had so much, they were overflowing with it, that they were able to drop some on you. Hello? So every time you come in, just because you come in contact with somebody who has negative joy, and you don't think that you have to discount that person. And this was not in my notes, so this must need to be said. Don't think you have to discount that person. You might just have to just drop a little joy on them and keep it moving. But God might use somebody else to drop some joy in them. And then after a while, they'll be filled up with so much joy. Then their mindset starts shifting, and they stop settling, and then they stop procrastinating. And then they get to the point where they're able to be a joy giver and speaking life. Okay. So affirmations build your worth. Affirmations build up your self-esteem. And definitely have a positive affirmation. It will boost your confidence. It's a confidence booster. If anybody, put a 2 in the chat if your confidence has been boosted. Have you been feeling more motivated tonight just by tuning in on this class? And I would be transparent. Time is running out, but it's all good. It's all good. We're running out of time, but it's all good. Affirmations are a confidence booster. Again, put a 2 in the chat if, since you've tuned in, your confidence, your motivation has been boosted to some degree. And I'm a chair. Can I be honest? I have had a headache since about 11 a.m. this morning. What time is it now? 8:40. And I've been praying. I said, oh my gosh, Lord, please, I have class tonight. Please, by your stripes, I'm healed. I'm taking medicine. I'm taking sinus medicine. I think 2 things that happened. I think I didn't take my allergy medicine. And then 2, I ate a sandwich, which I normally don't eat a sausage McGriddle. I normally don't. But I had it and I ate it, and I noticed within a half hour I had a headache. So it could have been that sodium and sinus in a combination. But nevertheless, the headache has not left completely yet, but it's on its way. It's amen. And can I tell you, by me showing up tonight to class and pressing my way, and speaking like, look, God, I just believe when I show up and I start sharing I believe that the headache, I'll forget about it, and then two, just by me sharing and speaking life, that's gonna, as I pour out, you'll pour in. Okay, so I just wanted to let y'all know that sometimes as you are speaking life, as you are good. I got somebody who's been feeling motivated and better since you tuned in. Awesome. Sometimes it's not always that you quote unquote feel internally like you're 100. Sometimes you have to show up. Sometimes you got to speak life when you might be feeling like a 70, right? Or 65, but you know that where you need to go or whatever is going to make a difference. So sometimes it does require for you to press a little bit more, to tap in a little bit more. Sometimes you might want to say something because somebody says something to you. It might take you, you might have to cut bridle your tongue out, like, you know what? You might have to just pause. You might have to pause. It's just yes. Thank you. You might have to pause. Okay. So just again, I just want to share that with you. Just drop that in just to let you know real life is happening as we're doing this 8 steps to wellness together. Real life is happening. Things are happening, but we gotta continue to be intentional, continue to show up, and when we show up and do what God's called us to do, then He makes it worth it. He makes it worth it. As y'all are improving, that makes me excited. That makes me happy. And I appreciate it. And again, I definitely appreciate y'all taking time to tune in to the 8 Steps to Wellness. So let's keep going and sharing how that 8 Steps to Wellness is easy as ABC, so we can get into this exercise. It will empower you to dare to dream. It'll have you dreaming. I hope y'all have taken a moment to think about one thing that you desire to either to complete before this year ends, or at least start, even if that goal is going to run into 2022. Think about that one thing that you want to improve on. And definitely, I want you to think about how you can actually begin to speak differently about the relationships, differently about your finances, differently about yourself. Okay, hello, speaking differently about yourself, and definitely speaking differently to other people. How you communicate to other people. Okay, dare to dream. And then also it will empower your mind. It empowers your mindset. Okay. And the affirmations, they foster self-love and respect for you and for others. And G, godly gratitude. When you begin to appreciate and be grateful for where you are, where you came from, and what you're doing, and an attitude of gratitude takes you so much further. I'm telling you, versus complaining. Yes, we all have something that is not exactly the way that we want. We all have something that we want to, like, oh man, I wish I had this, or I wish I could do that. But even if you don't, be grateful for what you had. Do you still have your right mind? Even if it's a little challenging at times, even if you happen to be a little negative sometimes, but you still have your right mind. You have a place to stay. You have family and friends. Yes, they might get on your nerves sometimes, but you still have it. Think about those good friends that you've been able to handpick yourself and say, you know what? That's my sister girl, quote unquote. That's my sister girl, and I appreciate her. Hey, if you want to say, oh, I appreciate my coach, Miss Peaches Kenney. Hey, I'll take that. I'll take that one too. Okay, but just appreciate what you have. Appreciate your job or your business. Appreciate your skill set. Appreciate what you have done. Appreciate the things that you're no longer a part of, that you know that were disservice to you. Being appreciative. But look, it's getting late. We about to start this. Yes, the attitude of gratitude. Yes, we're about to start this affirmation. I do want to know if anybody, because we're going to do this together. Oh wait, yeah, we're going to do the affirmation. Actually, you can go back to the last slide. We're going to do this together. No, back. Yeah, there you go. All right. So we're about to now do an example of what affirmation looks like and what it sounds like. I do want to know if anybody wants to do it live. If one person want to do it live, put a 5 in the chat now, say 5 in live, because you don't have to show your face, but you can do the audio version if you want to. If not, I'll just do it. And while you're in the comfort of your home, then you could just speak it. Okay? Because we're about to do a live example of an affirmation. And for you to declare, this is the time in which I think I wish I had my classes designed more like the Zoom style. This is the moment, but it's all good. It's all good. This is a learning experience, okay? And definitely, I will just know that I will actually be reaching out to each of you to get your email address so that I can send y'all a brief survey to get some feedback for y'all, because I'm working on improving me, and I want to continue to improve this program. Okay. I'm going to give about a couple more seconds. If not, just nevertheless, it's going to be like a call and response in the comfort of your home. We're going to do this exercise. Okay. And after we do this declaration and affirmation, we're going to actually go into the Q&A. If you're interested in the Q&A portion, you will need to use that live Q&A link that I sent you, where it says the live Q&A for the audio. If you're interested, you will need to hop on over that, okay? All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and do it. Just repeat after me. It says, I, of course, insert your name. So I'm going to say, I, Miss Peaches Kenney, have the power to get wealth. I'm going to say it again. I, Miss Peaches Kenney, Gladys Peaches Kenney, I have the power to get wealth. I will take control of my life. I will take control of my life. I am blessed in making wise decisions. I am blessed in making wise decisions. All areas of my life are prosperous. All areas of my life are prosperous. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I am the head and not the tail. I am the head and not the tail. I forgive my past and embrace my new and bright future. I forgive my past and embrace my new and bright future. I will have what I say. I will have what I say. I will attract love, peace, wealth, and favor. I will attract love, peace, wealth, and favor. I'm going to read that one more time. Hello? I will attract love, peace, wealth, and favor. I am walking in abundance and overflow. I am walking in abundance and overflow. New connections and doors are opening on my behalf. New connections and doors are opening on my behalf. I am creating generational wealth. I am creating generational wealth. I am stepping into my purpose and destiny. I am stepping into my purpose and destiny. I declare access granted, and this is my season. I declare access granted, and this is my season. Last but not least, I thank God for ordering my steps. I thank God for ordering my steps. All right. Give yourself a hand. Put a 4 in the chat if you have read that affirmation and you declare and believe that over your life. And guess what? If you want to, definitely let me know. I can send you this affirmation. And I also have like a real simple affirmation that you can utilize each day. just a little daily checklist that I tend to use and give out. So put a 4 in the chat if you have you did this exercise and you're going to stand by it. And if you want, I can send you a copy of what we just read. And this is something that you could speak over your life day and night. You could put it on your phone, speak it when you wake up in the morning, because yes, okay, I got one. No, honestly, long as I had one, yes, okay, yes. Look how you type that all fast. I might need to hire you to type. Well, look, I'm glad y'all enjoy that. Before we go to the Q&A, I definitely want to remind you guys that, this is part of the 8 Steps to Wellness program. This is like week number 5. I did a review early on the other classes. All the other classes are available by replay. You can purchase them. They are available. Each class, you can register for the class via a la carte or what have you. And they're $39.99. Tell a friend. If you've been blessed tonight, tell a friend about the class. If I send you a video or anything like that, will you tell a friend? Put a 3 in the chat. If you would tell a friend, say, hey, register. I want y'all to sign up for my faith coach. She, you can add some words. She's amazing. She's awesome. She's very motivating. And just let them know, listen, do this to invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. You would like the affirmation? Yes. I will send you the affirmation. I'm actually going to send you the one we did. And I have like a real simplified one that's really simple that I will send to you guys too. Right now is time. Let me just remind you, okay, this is for the 8 Steps of Wellness. Just the benefits of it is, of course, gaining that clarity, getting that motivation, that courage, that confidence, different homework assignments, different things. And so those are just some of the benefits of being a part of the 8 Steps of Wellness. But now it is time for the Q&A. Anybody, if you're interested in the Q&A, or if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. But I would love for anybody who's interested, if you are interested in a Q&A, you will need to use the other link. Definitely, you can share your questions, or if you have a question that you could type it in the chat. I would love to talk to somebody live, but it's okay if anybody's a little shy tonight. But you will need to use that last link that I gave you that says the live Q&A if you are interested. Okay. All right. Okay. I do have somebody. I have Miss Christina who has a question or a comment. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Feel free to share your questions. And also, for those who don't have my Stepping Out on Faith Dare to Dream book yet, that link, that Bentley free SOOF, which stands for Stepping Out on Faith. If you use that link, then you can get the 2 free chapters of my first book. And then, of course, my first children's book that was published last year, dealing with mental health and helping kids to cope with their feelings. That is actually available on Amazon, and it's also available on my website. Yes, thank you. So please stay tuned, because we're almost done. We have 5 more minutes left, and it's time for the Q&A. All right, question. Who's up? Who has a question or a comment? Okay, I'm ready. So Christina, looks like you're up. You have a question or a comment? Oh, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Christina. I think you might be on mute. Yeah, because I'm not muted. Okay. Unmute yourself, Christina and Sonia.
Hello,
Hello, who is this?
Sonia.
Hi, Sonia. How are you?
I'm
Thank you.
good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you again for tuning in. As always, what's your either question or your comment?
I just had a comment. I wanted to say it was a really great session tonight. Um, you hit home with your experience and how you were at that point and you really didn't know what to do, what was going on, but you kept on being faithful and pressing through. That really uplifted me and moved me tonight.
Oh, awesome. I'm so glad. Yes, it's been a process. It's definitely been a journey. It's not always been easy. I hope I was clear that, yeah, I had some moments in which I cried. It was like, God, like, why? Really? God, I've been faithful. Why is this happening?
Mhm.
But He has just changed my mindset in who I've been connected to, and just continue to feed myself
Mhm.
positive things, being around other positive people, having a coach. Like, I have coaches. Yes, I'm a coach, but I have coaches too.
Mhm.
Continue to learn, to connect, and setting boundaries. Like, not, I know I keep saying some of the same things, but I'm just being honest. So,
Mhm.
not allowing the negativity. Like, when negativity keeps coming after I've set out my boundaries, then I just gracefully bow out
Mhm.
and exit stage left. Or if you still have to maintain contact with certain people, I just minimize my contact. Or when I notice things are going to the left, again, gracefully bow out, God bless you, and keep it moving. Because you have to protect your space. You have to protect yourself. And when you know you're trying to try new things and go to a different direction, you want to definitely be connected and surround yourself with those who are going. I'm not going to say they're going to say yes, yes, yes to everything you do, but at least surround yourself for those who will hold you accountable in love, and then also help push you and pull you up to step out on faith and go further and to speak that life, and who will be in agreement with you. So I'm glad it was able to help. And I tell you every time, I appreciate you so much. And I want you to know you are definitely on your way. I'm telling you, I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Next caller, I think it should be Christina. You still on? I think you have to unmute yourself. And you can mute yourself back. Thank you again, Sonia. I appreciate you. Christina, are you ready? Or do you I know how to unmute yourself? I'm not sure. We can't hear you, Christina, if you're talking. Or let's see. Mr. Nate, I don't know if you can help her out. I'm not sure. Um, I don't know what it looks like on your screen. Oh, okay. Okay, your camera's not on. Okay. Christina, put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Put one in the chat because I think you have a question, and I'll definitely want to give you the opportunity to share. Or you might have a comment, but you might have to look down on your phone. You might be muted, or your computer, you might be muted. So you would have to unmute yourself. It says your camera. Okay, your camera's not on, but maybe your audio. Well, Pastor Tasha, do you have a question? Maybe you can type it in the chat. I definitely want to be. I want to honor y'all time, but I would love to, hear from you. Or if you needed to text me your question. I just want to. Meanwhile, I definitely want to thank everybody for tuning in to the 8 Steps to Wellness, Dare to Dream online coaching program. Tonight's class was Affirmations, the power of your words. And of course, we talked about how simple it is to use the affirmations and the importance of actually speaking life. Knowing that affirmation can be negative or positive, but of course our emphasis is going to always be focused on the positive and teaching you different ways. And also, definitely thank you for tuning in. Follow me at faithsteps8.com. You can visit my website. You can see actually the different I have t-shirts. I have Stepping Out on Faith t-shirts. Listen, y'all, it's Christmas time. It is Christmas time for the holidays. Y'all get y'all Stepping Out on Faith t-shirts or the Faith Rules t-shirts. They're all online. You can check that out. Definitely my books. You can order you some gifts. For those who are interested, I do have a special. That promotion is not shown on my website. But nevertheless, you can go to my website, visit my website, and check out my books, children's books, also the Stepping Out on Faith, the t-shirts and everything. Christina, I guess I hate to not give you the opportunity to be able to speak because I would love for you to speak. I'm open for you calling me, Christina, because I'd rather definitely want to get some feedback from you. This is your first time tuning in, and I'm actually going to try to see if I can give you a call because I want to get your feedback. I'm trying to give you a call. Mute myself 1 second. Oh, okay. Well, again, thank you so much for those who did tune in. Thank you for those. I understand people have busy schedules and have to log off or what have you, but nevertheless, I do appreciate you tuning in, taking the time. I hope that you guys will come back on next week and be a part of the topic for next week is not over. You don't want to miss it. Tell a friend so they can sign up and register a class. Again, it's only $39.99. That's a powerful investment. I mean, that's a low-cost investment for having an amazing impact on your life and prep you for 2022. Okay. Again, I am Gladys Peaches, Kenney, your faith motivator. Thank you for tuning in. Follow me at Stepping Out on Faith, Dare to Dream on Facebook and Faith Steps 8 on Instagram. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Y'all have a blessed and amazing night. And thank you. Thank you. God bless. Bye-bye.